What if I told you that the biggest threat to your heart may not be something you can feel, see, or even notice until it's almost too late? Right now, as you're listening to this, blood is traveling through nearly 60,000 miles of blood vessels inside your body, delivering oxygen and nutrients to every organ, every muscle, and every cell that keeps you alive. Your heart never takes a day off. It beats around 100,000 times every single day, pushing blood through a vast network of arteries that act like highways carrying life itself. But there is a silent process that can slowly turn those highways into narrow, dangerous roads. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens over years, sometimes decades. Most people feel perfectly normal while it's happening. No pain, no warning, no obvious symptoms. Yet inside the arteries, tiny injuries begin to appear. Cholesterol particles, inflammation, high blood pressure, smoking, excess sugar, and poor lifestyle habits can gradually damage the inner lining of these vessels. The body tries to repair the damage, but over time fatty deposits called plaque begin to build up. At first, the plaque is small and harmless. Then it grows. Year after year, it becomes thicker, harder, and more dangerous. The artery that once allowed blood to flow freely becomes narrower and narrower. The scary part is that many people don't know anything is wrong until blood flow becomes severely restricted or a plaque suddenly ruptures. That rupture can trigger a blood clot that blocks the artery completely, cutting off oxygen to the heart muscle and causing a heart attack. Imagine a busy highway where traffic moves smoothly. Now imagine construction barriers slowly closing lane after lane. At first, drivers barely notice, then traffic slows. Eventually, everything comes to a standstill. That's exactly what can happen inside your arteries. And because the process is slow, the body often adapts, making it even harder to recognize the danger. One of the earliest warning signs is unusual fatigue. Many people assume they're simply getting older, working too hard, or not sleeping enough. But when arteries narrow, the heart has to work harder to pump blood. Less oxygen reaches tissues. Everyday activities begin to feel more exhausting. Another warning sign can be shortness of breath. Climbing stairs that once felt easy suddenly becomes challenging. Walking longer distances leaves you winded. Many people dismiss these changes as normal aging, when in reality, their cardiovascular system may be struggling. Chest discomfort is another sign, but it doesn't always feel like the dramatic, crushing pain shown in movies. Some people describe pressure, tightness, burning, squeezing, or heaviness. Others feel discomfort in the jaw, neck, shoulders, arms, or back. Women especially may experience symptoms that are different from the classic textbook descriptions. This is one reason why heart disease remains so dangerous. It doesn't always follow the rules people expect. The risk factors are well known, yet millions continue to underestimate them. High blood pressure silently damages artery walls. High blood sugar accelerates inflammation and plaque formation. Smoking introduces toxins that injure blood vessels and reduce oxygen delivery. Excess body weight increases strain on the heart. Lack of physical activity weakens the entire cardiovascular system. Chronic stress keeps the body in a state of heightened alert, raising blood pressure and encouraging unhealthy habits. The encouraging news is that arteries respond to positive changes. When people improve their diet, become more active, manage blood pressure, control blood sugar, stop smoking, and work closely with healthcare professionals, the progression of artery disease can often be slowed significantly, and in some cases, plaque stability can improve. The foods you eat every day matter more than most people realize. Diets rich in vegetables, fruits, beans, whole grains, nuts, seeds, and healthy fats support heart health. Regular movement helps improve circulation, insulin sensitivity, blood pressure, and cholesterol levels. Even a daily walk can provide meaningful benefits when practiced consistently. Sleep also plays a critical role. Poor sleep is associated with higher blood pressure, increased inflammation, and greater cardiovascular risk. Heart health is not built through one dramatic action. It is built through thousands of small choices repeated over time. Every healthy meal, every walk, every good night's sleep, every effort to reduce stress becomes a small investment in the future of your arteries and your heart. The reality is that heart disease often develops silently, but prevention works the same way. Small positive actions performed consistently can create powerful protection over the years. The most important step is awareness, because once you understand what is happening inside your arteries, you gain the ability to make choices that support long-term cardiovascular health and help your heart continue doing its incredible job for decades to come. Now here's something that surprises many people. The human body is incredibly good at hiding cardiovascular problems until they become serious. In fact, many individuals who eventually suffer a heart attack report that they felt mostly normal just weeks or months beforehand. Looking back, they often remember small clues they ignored. Maybe they were becoming tired more easily. Maybe they found themselves stopping to catch their breath during activities that never used to be difficult. Maybe they felt a strange tightness in their chest that appeared during physical activity and disappeared with rest. These signs often seem too small to matter, which is exactly why they're so dangerous. One of the most important concepts to understand is that heart disease is usually a long process rather than a sudden event. A heart attack may happen in a single moment, but the conditions that created it may have been developing for 20 or 30 years. Every unhealthy meal, every cigarette, every year of uncontrolled blood pressure, every period of inactivity contributes a small amount to the problem. Fortunately, the opposite is also true. Every positive choice contributes to the solution. This is why doctors often focus on risk reduction rather than perfection. You don't need to become a professional athlete. You don't need to follow an extreme diet. What matters is consistency. Consider walking. Many people underestimate the power of a simple daily walk. When you walk, your heart becomes more efficient. Blood vessels become more flexible. Blood pressure often improves. Blood sugar control becomes better. Stress hormones decrease. Over time, these changes create a healthier environment throughout the cardiovascular system. Even 20 to 30 minutes of walking most days of the week can have a meaningful impact. Another major factor is nutrition. Modern diets are often filled with highly processed foods, excess sodium, added sugars, and unhealthy fats. These foods can contribute to weight gain, high blood pressure, insulin resistance, and inflammation. In contrast, diets rich in vegetables, fruits, legumes, nuts, fish, and whole grains provide nutrients that support blood vessel function. Fiber helps manage cholesterol levels. Antioxidants help protect cells from damage. Healthy fats support overall cardiovascular health. Small dietary improvements maintained over months and years can produce remarkable results. Stress is another factor many people overlook. When stress becomes chronic, the body remains in a constant state of alertness. Heart rate increases, blood pressure rises, sleep quality suffers. People often cope by overeating, smoking, drinking excessively, or becoming less physically active. Over time, this combination can create the perfect environment for cardiovascular disease. Learning healthy ways to manage stress does not eliminate life's challenges, but it can reduce their impact on the body. Deep breathing, prayer, meditation, spending time in nature, social connection, and regular exercise can all help lower stress levels. Sleep deserves special attention as well. During sleep, the body performs essential repair and recovery functions. Poor sleep has been linked to high blood pressure, obesity, diabetes, inflammation, and increased cardiovascular risk. Many adults routinely sleep less than they need, not realizing the effect this can have on long-term heart health. Prioritizing consistent, quality sleep may be one of the most underrated heart protection strategies available. Let's also talk about cholesterol, because it is often misunderstood. Cholesterol itself is not the enemy. Your body actually needs cholesterol for many important functions. The problem occurs when certain cholesterol-containing particles contribute to plaque formation inside arteries. This process is influenced by genetics, lifestyle, inflammation, blood pressure, blood sugar, and other factors. That's why heart health cannot be reduced to a single number on a lab report. It requires looking at the entire picture. Family history matters too. If close relatives developed heart disease at a younger age, your own risk may be higher, but genetics are not destiny. Lifestyle choices still play a powerful role. Think of genetics as loading the gun and lifestyle as pulling the trigger. Even people with a strong family history can often reduce risk substantially through healthy habits and appropriate medical care. One of the most dangerous misconceptions is the belief that heart disease only affects older men. In reality, cardiovascular disease affects both men and women and remains one of the leading causes of death worldwide. Women may experience symptoms differently and sometimes receive delayed diagnoses because their symptoms do not always match traditional expectations. This is why awareness is so important. Every person should understand the warning signs and take cardiovascular symptoms seriously. Another important topic is blood pressure. High blood pressure is often called the silent killer because it can damage arteries for years without causing noticeable symptoms. The force of blood pushing against artery walls gradually injures the delicate lining of blood vessels. This damage creates opportunities for plaque formation and increases the workload on the heart. Many people discover they have high blood pressure only during a routine medical examination. That's why regular health checkups can be so valuable. Early detection allows problems to be addressed before serious complications develop. Diabetes and elevated blood sugar also deserve attention. Excess glucose circulating in the bloodstream can damage blood vessels and accelerate atherosclerosis, the process of plaque buildup inside arteries. This is one reason people with diabetes face increased cardiovascular risk. Managing blood sugar effectively can help protect both the heart and the blood vessels over the long term. The encouraging reality is that the body has an incredible capacity to respond positively when conditions improve. Blood pressure can improve, fitness can improve, blood sugar control can improve, cholesterol levels can improve, weight can improve, energy levels can improve. While no one can completely erase every risk, meaningful progress is possible at nearly any age. The key is to start before a crisis forces change. Many people wait for a warning event before taking their health seriously. They tell themselves they'll start exercising next month, improve their diet next year, or schedule a checkup when they have more time. Unfortunately, heart disease does not wait for convenient timing. The best moment to begin protecting your cardiovascular health is now. Every day presents another opportunity to make a choice that supports your heart rather than harms it. Over time, these choices compound. Just as plaque builds gradually, health builds gradually. The small actions that seem insignificant today may become the reason your heart remains strong and your arteries remain healthier years from now. But perhaps the most powerful lesson about heart health is understanding that every heartbeat is a gift that most people never think about until something goes wrong. Your heart begins beating before you are born and continues every second of every day for the rest of your life. It works when you are awake. It works when you are asleep. It works when you are exercising, working, laughing, eating, and resting. Over the course of a lifetime, it may beat billions of times without asking for recognition. Yet despite its incredible strength, it is not indestructible. The choices you make today determine how much strain your heart will face tomorrow. Imagine two people of the same age. One spends decades eating highly processed foods, rarely exercising, smoking regularly, sleeping poorly, and ignoring high blood pressure. The other is not perfect, but consistently chooses healthier habits. They walk regularly, eat more whole foods, manage stress, sleep well, and attend routine medical checkups. After 20 or 30 years, The difference between those lifestyles can be dramatic. One cardiovascular system may be burdened with extensive plaque buildup, stiff arteries, and reduced circulation. The other may remain significantly healthier and more resilient. This is why prevention is so powerful. It works quietly, just as disease works quietly. Most people do not notice the benefits of a healthy meal immediately. They do not see plaque disappearing after one walk or one workout. They don't feel their arteries becoming healthier after a single night of quality sleep. But health is built through accumulation. Small positive actions repeated consistently create powerful results over time. Another important reality is that many heart attacks and strokes occur in people who never expected them. They believed they were too young, too active, or too healthy to be at risk. This is why awareness matters more than assumptions. Knowing your blood pressure, understanding your blood sugar levels, discussing cholesterol with a healthcare professional, and recognizing warning signs can provide information that may one day save your life. Symptoms should never be ignored simply because they seem minor. Persistent chest discomfort, unexplained shortness of breath, sudden fatigue, dizziness, or unusual pain radiating into the arm, jaw, neck, or back deserves medical attention. The goal is not to create fear, but to encourage informed action. Fear alone rarely improves health. Knowledge combined with action does. One fascinating aspect of cardiovascular health is the role of inflammation. Researchers increasingly recognize that chronic inflammation contributes to the development and progression of artery disease. Factors such as smoking, obesity, poor diet, uncontrolled diabetes, chronic stress, and inadequate sleep can all promote inflammation. Over time, inflammation may contribute to plaque instability, increasing the likelihood of serious cardiovascular events. This helps explain why heart health involves much more than cholesterol alone. It is a complex interaction of biology, behavior, environment, and time. Hydration also plays a role in overall cardiovascular function. While drinking water is not a magical cure, adequate hydration supports circulation and helps the body perform countless essential functions. Combined with proper nutrition, physical activity, and healthy sleep, it becomes part of a larger foundation for long-term wellness. Social connections may be another underrated factor. Studies have repeatedly shown that people with strong social support often experience better health outcomes. Loneliness and chronic isolation can increase stress and negatively affect overall health. Spending time with family, friends, and supportive communities may benefit not only emotional well-being, but also physical health. As we think about protecting the heart, it is important to remember that progress matters more than perfection. Many people become discouraged because they feel they cannot follow an ideal lifestyle. They miss a workout, eat an unhealthy meal, or struggle to maintain consistency and then give up entirely. But heart health is not determined by one decision. It is shaped by patterns. A single unhealthy meal does not cause heart disease, just as a single healthy meal does not prevent it. What matters is the overall direction of your habits over months and years. Every positive step counts. Every walk matters. Every healthy choice contributes. Every effort to reduce risk is worthwhile. The future of your cardiovascular system is being influenced by the decisions you make right now. If there is one message to remember from this discussion, it is this. Heart disease often develops silently, but prevention can begin immediately. You do not have to wait for symptoms. You do not have to wait for a diagnosis. You do not have to wait for a health scare. The opportunity to support your heart exists today. By understanding the risks, recognizing the warning signs, staying physically active, choosing nutritious foods, managing blood pressure, controlling blood sugar, avoiding tobacco, reducing stress, prioritizing sleep, and seeking appropriate medical care, you give yourself the best chance of maintaining a healthier cardiovascular system for years to come. Your arteries are the highways of life. Your heart is the engine that never stops. Together, they form one of the most remarkable systems in the human body. Protect them, respect them, and never underestimate the power of small choices repeated consistently over time. The actions you take today may determine not only how long you live, but how well you live, how much energy you have, how active you remain, and how many precious moments you're able to share with the people who matter most. Your heart has been working for you every second of your life. The question is simple. What will you do today to start working for your heart?